So my first question for you is, why do you think so many people are leaving China and coming to Canada? What's happening in China? What's making people in China leaving their country to come to North America, right?
Yeah. They live in China because the CCP policy, they make people feel very bad, and because CCP they are invasion and to another country. American, they have to transfer their supply to another country, so that's caused China don't have many jobs, and so people they are losing their jobs, and they don't have enough money to live there, and they have a lot of stress on their life, and they have to bear living costs and their apartment and even a car, and what happened to them before, that's the most bad things during COVID-19, and this government they broke off people in their house, and they won't let them go out, so people just afraid of them, and so they just live in China, and so that's why was the reason.
So tell me a little bit about what do you think about Canada? You have been here already 1 month, 2 months already. What are your first impressions? What do you think about Calgary? Because you're living in Calgary. Do you like it so far? What do you like? What you don't like? Just whatever you want to tell me about Canada.
When I first came to Canada, I just feel very surprised. I feel like I'm in the dream. But as my life goes on, and I think this place is not a heaven, but I can see the hope. There are many beautiful things here, and you can see people that work hard and can get good job, and they can do a better life, and I think Calgary is a very beautiful city, but I think don't have a place is in this world. There's no place called heaven, and you have to work, you have to spend your much money to live some places, and the place I don't like a point to Calgary is there are many homeless people there, and this is dark side of Calgary, so we need to accept bad things and good things. Yeah.
So, as you told me, your plan is to spend the rest of your life in Canada, right?
Yes.
You want to stay here, so you're gonna get your PR. Right now you have a study permit, right? Then you will change to a work permit, and then you will get your PR, your permanent residence, and your citizenship, your passport, your Canadian passport, and everything. Do you think the immigration process to Canada is easy? Do you think it's complex? What do you think about, was it hard to get the study permit? Then getting the PR, do you think it's something stressful? Do you think it's something that you can get in the next maybe 2 years, right? Just tell me your thoughts about that, the whole immigration process of Canada.
When I apply my study permit, I think it's very easy. Just follow the produce, and they will tell you what's your next step, and yes, and just sign your name and fill out some form. But the most complicated file is money. You have to prove how much money you have.
Yeah.
So if you don't have enough money, they will refuse your application.
So you're gonna study hospitality management, right? What's the name of the college again?
The name of college is quite long, so I will say it is South Alberta Institution Technology. Yes.
Okay. And may I ask how much does it cost the entire program? How much does it cost?
The program for international students
Yeah.
at least costs 40,000
40,000.
for 2 years.
And after that, you're allowed to get a postgraduate work permit, right? And then, right? Correct?
Yes, after that I can get 3 years work permit.
I assume, do you plan to go to visit China often, or is something that maybe you wanna go in the near future, or you're not planning to come back never? What's your plan about going back to China, just to visit your family, maybe?
I really want to back to China, but
Okay.
I think China is very dangerous because
Yeah.
when I cross the border in Shanghai airport, and a border official, he said, it's very rude. He said, "You're such an old age. Why you go out to study?"
Oh.
And I'm very afraid of it. And if I answer bad things, he won't let me go out. So at that time, I just feel very scary. So I just answer, I go out because I will go back to have my own company. And he always try to ask me questions. So I'm very nervous at that time. So I think I really don't want go back, but you know, some situation is very complicated.
I would like to hear your opinion about what happened during the pandemic of COVID-19 in China. What do you think was the real origin of COVID-19? Because there are so many theories that it was originated in a lab synthetically, or if it was in a market because someone ate a bat.
I think the COVID-19 virus is from China. That's definitely.
Yeah.
And the government, they won't leak any information to the world. When this happened, and first, there are many people dead in Wuhan city, and they block any information and to people. That's caused many people dead. And they also block off information to another country, and so that caused many people dead in the world. And
Okay.
yeah, the virus definitely leaking from Wuhan laboratory. Yes.
So finally, just the last question: if you can give me like a comparison, China, Canada. How could you compare China to Canada? What are the positive things, the advantages of Canada compared to China? Disadvantages of Canada compared to China from these last 2 months that you have been here, right?
For compare Canada with China.
Yeah.
First, people in Canada make you positive, and they are very nice, and they are very respectful, and they drive never it's not very aggressive. But in China, they just hurt each other. They will tell you about, oh, you are very bad like this area, you are very bad like your hair, you are very bad like your phone, you are very bad like your clothes, or it's very ugly, and they just hurt you, and they don't want you to be better, because I don't know why, because they just want you looks very bad, and they will feel happy, and their happy is building from another pain. So that's what's the China situation. And in China, we drive very aggressive. We chase each other. We even fight on the road. Yeah, and they won't do right things. Only they do is respect themselves benefit. Beside this, not another is not important to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how would you compare, for example, the salaries? The salaries for doing the same job in China and in Canada. Is there a big difference in the salaries?
For salary, it's very different. Okay. In China, if you don't know people, you have to be very hard. You have to be wait for a long time. So your salary just can improve a little. And but in Canada, you just work hard, and you will always see your salary will higher and higher. But I think this is not for all China company or Canada company. It depends on what company is. Some company, I think, like some position like salesman in China, you can improve your salary very fast, but you have to be very, very hard. But in Canada, compared to China, you will be very relaxed, and you don't have to say good words to people, good sentence to people, and you have to yourselves opinion. You just can express everything. But in China, you have to you will be depression for everything. So that's the difference.
Okay. Espero les haya gustado el video y nos vemos en una próxima oportunidad para un nuevo video de migración a Canadá, muchachos.